Good morning. My name is Robin Patterson, and I am the primary caregiver for both of my parents who have been dually diagnosed with dementia. My mom has had dementia for the last 15 years, and her type of dementia that she's been diagnosed with is vascular dementia. My dad was just recently diagnosed within the last 6 months with Lewy body dementia. So I am the primary caregiver of both of my parents. I want to take you on a journey, and you will get to meet my parents. Right now, they are in respite. And I wanted to take this opportunity to start this channel because during the time that my dad was diagnosed, what month is this? This is September. So my dad was diagnosed, I'm going to say March of this year. The doctor had said probably about a year and a half ago that my dad had dementia. And I was like, no, my dad doesn't have dementia. His memory is fine. He's sharp as a whip. He can tell you what happened last week. He can tell you what happened last month. He can tell you what day it is. Because I've been dealing with my mom with dementia for the last 14, 15 years. So I was convinced that there was no way that he had dementia. But nonetheless, he was having issues with his blood pressure dropping. And because I am very observant and I'm very hyper vigilant about care, and so I was keeping track of things that were going on with him, and I was able to talk to the cardiologist, and they diagnosed him with orthostatic hypotension, which is a type of low blood pressure that happens when you change positions from laying to sitting, from sitting to standing, from standing to walking. And so my dad's blood pressure would drop so low to the point where he would like pass out. And so it has been quite a journey. But since he's been home from the hospital and he's had this diagnosis of Lewy body dementia, it has been a roller coaster of emotions for me. It has been a roller coaster for him as well as for my family. And he has these spells of psychosis where he is up for 36, 40, 48 hours at a time, no sleep. And it's not like he is awake and just laying quietly. No, he is up. He is hearing things. He is seeing things. He is hallucinating. He's falling. So he had one of these episodes and I was like, what in the world is this? And so I began to look up things about Lewy body dementia, different ways that it presents for different people. And I saw a lot of different videos. I saw a lot of symposiums. I saw a lot of webinars and discussions about all different types of dementia, but specifically Lewy body dementia. And I saw caregivers doing YouTube videos. I saw physicians and I saw people working in the medical field doing discussions on Lewy body dementia. But I did not see, I would say I watched about 300 videos. No cap, 300 videos. And in the 300 videos that I watched, and it could be more or less, but really close, because I started watching the videos when my dad was having these moments of psychosis where he had been up. And so as opposed to allowing him to stay in the room, because every time he got up, I'm jumping up, trying to make sure that he's not falling. I just had him come out on the couch and we just kind of sat and watched TV. And so I was just going through all of these videos, just trying to find information, trying to find out like what triggers psychosis, and trying to find out why is he staying up all night, and just trying to find out as much as information as I possibly could. And so in doing that, I saw all of these videos about these Caucasian men who had been misdiagnosed 5 times, 7 times, 12 times. And I was horrified because there is definitely a disparity in treatment as it relates to African Americans and the healthcare system. It's not a secret. Oprah did an expose on it. Many people have looked into it. People have died because they were refused care, because they were at a hospital that either did not serve African American people, or they did not take them seriously. And so when I saw these Caucasian men, educated men, men that worked in professional areas, being misdiagnosed, I thought to myself, how many people that look like me have been misdiagnosed, or have not even seen a physician, or don't know the questions to ask to figure out what is going on. And so as a result of my search, and I found good information. I found some really interesting couples from the perspective of a caregiver, from the perspective of the person that was dealing with the Lewy body dementia. And there was some really good information. Some of the information was helpful. Some of it didn't really pertain to my dad because it presents a little bit differently with him. But in all of the videos that I watched, I did not see one person of color. And so I really had a burden after that. And the next time that my dad had another moment, I watched more videos. And each time I watched videos, I did not find anyone in the African American community represented on YouTube, or YouTube was mainly what I was watching, and I was Googling stuff, right? And so I thought about it, and I thought about two things. So in the African American community, we have this saying, and I'm sure other communities have it, but I'm not a part of those communities, so I only know based upon what I know because I'm a woman of color. And so growing up, we were always told what goes on in this house stays in this house, right? In other words, we don't talk about what goes on in our house because we don't want people in our business, right? And so as a result of that, we have this stigma almost when it comes to certain topics or certain subjects, whether it's medical health or mental health. And so it's almost like we're trying to keep a secret, like we're sick, but we don't want anybody to know, or we have some mental health challenges and we can't talk about that. And so there are a number of persons of color that may have health issues that are undiagnosed or misdiagnosed because of that thought process. We don't talk about those things outside of our house, or we keep those things to ourselves. And I know I may get a lot of flack for that, or I may get a lot of people who say, exactly, either way, I'm not here for the likes, and I'm not here for any type of negative connotation or to shed a dark light on the African American community, because I am an African American. So obviously that's not why I'm here. I'm here because I have a burden for people of color, for my people, and especially dealing with Lewy body dementia, vascular dementia, even cancer, right? And mental health. But those are different episodes. Those probably will be different channels. I don't know. But I am definitely a caregiver, and I'm definitely an advocate. And I believe that our health is important. We only have one body. That's all we get. And how we take care of it is important, because our bodies are temples. And so we have to treat it as such. And so in doing that, we have to ensure that the way that we're taking care of ourselves, or when it comes to going to the doctor, right? I said there were a couple of things. So one of the things, just to go back, what goes on in this house stays in this house, right? I believe that's one of the reasons. The other reason is, if I don't know, it can't hurt me, right? A lot of people in our community, they don't go to the doctor because they feel like, oh, it's not a big deal. I'm not dying, so I'll be fine. Or we go to the doctor when it's too late to do anything about that pain that we felt 5 years ago, and we never checked it out. And so my aunt is a physician. She's an internist, and she talks about health and how important knowing our bodies are. And anytime anyone is sick in the family, or there's something that's going on and we don't feel comfortable talking with our doctor about it, which is not a good thing, but we call her and say, hey, this is what's going on. And then she'll say, okay, tell your doctor to do this test, that test, this test. It's probably this. And she's always been right. And so I guess I got a little bit of that. And then I got a little bit of me being the type of person that I am. I won't let it go. If I don't have an answer, then I can't let it go until I have an answer that makes sense to me. And so when the doctor would say, well, your father has orthostatic hypotension, and I'm saying, okay, so why? Where did it come from? Like, he's been fine all of this time. He's never been sick. He's never been one for the hospital very much. And when I tell you that 2022, my father has had at least 4 hospitalizations, that's more than he's had in his whole life almost. And so I'm like, okay, I get it. He has orthostatic hypotension. Why does he have it? Where is it coming from? What can we do about it? And so the doctor was like, well, he's older, the blood doesn't flow the same way. So, this probably is just what it's going to be. And I'm like, no, that's not good enough. That can't be what it's going to be. I need answers. And so because that's who I am, I think it's a good thing, right? Because as a result of that, and me taking him to the hospital and taking him to the doctor and keeping notes of the things that have gone on and the various changes, when the doctor who finally was able to diagnose what was going on with him, when she asked me various questions, she was like, this is what it is. I want you to look at it, look it up, and see if it matches. And she said, your father does have dementia, but it's Lewy body dementia, which presents totally different than vascular dementia or Alzheimer's. And so it presents much like Parkinson's disease. And so we'll talk about that more. But I guess this is kind of my introduction. So I am, as I said, my name is Robin Bagwell Patterson. I know I said Patterson in the beginning, but some people from high school and from New Jersey who knew me before I got married, just so that they'll be able to find me. I use Bagwell Patterson on my social media platforms. And so I am a mother, I am a wife, I am a daughter, I am a sister, I am a lover of purple, right? I don't know if you can see my hair, my shirt, right? So you'll be seeing me frequently and you'll see I absolutely love purple. And I'm actually even writing a book about that. So I'm an author, I'm an artist, I sing, I am a teacher. I'm a lot of things, but we're not really here to talk about me. But as we go through this journey, you'll hear more about me from time to time because I'm going to be doing most of the talking. I will introduce you to my parents, but I want you to tune into this station. I want you to watch the videos. I want you to share the videos. I want you to be educated. I want you to ask the right questions. I want you to journal the right information. I want you to know who you need to see. I want you to know what you need to do because our health is important and we only get one temple. So we really have to be diligent in how we take care of it. And so this channel is going to talk about the dual diagnosis that my parents are living with, as well as myself and everybody in my household. Vascular dementia, my mother, and Lewy body dementia, my father. And we're going to talk about both of those things. You're going to get to meet them. I do have some videos of some of the things that happened during the psychosis. And it's psychosis because in looking it up and in doing some research, that's what it's called. When a person with Lewy body dementia, they have this spell of not sleeping and hallucinating and hearing things and seeing things. And so we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about you as the caregiver, if you're a caregiver watching. I'm even going to do one for doctors, right? Because it's so important for you, the patient, and for the doctors to understand that they are practicing medicine. I don't care how much schooling they've had. I don't care if they went to Harvard or if they went to Yale. It doesn't matter. They are still practicing medicine. And there is one great physician, right? And so it's important that you know that. Yes, doctors are important and doctors have knowledge and doctors can help in the process of wellness, but they are practicing medicine and they don't have all of the answers. And it's important that you, the patient, or you, the caregiver, ask the right questions. And so we're going to have some segments about that. As you watch, if you have questions, definitely you can send them. If you have comments, just positivity. Again, I'm not here for the likes. I'm not here. I want you to share, absolutely. But I want people to be informed and I want people to be educated and I want people to live their best life. And so that is my goal. And I want to honor my parents in their latter years because they're going through a lot through this process, as well as I am. And I just want to share this journey to help someone who may be going through this and not know what it is, or someone who is going through it and you do know what it is, but you feel like you're at your wits' end and you're ready to throw in the towel and you're ready to give up. Or you're trying to figure out, how much longer can I do this? And so hopefully I'll be able to answer some of those questions. I'll be able to share my journey with you. And my goal is to educate and articulate change holistically. That's what I want to do. I want you to be educated. I want to articulate change for you or for the person you are caring for. And so it will expand however the Father sees fit for it to expand. It will get to who it needs to get to. But I would like for you to like and subscribe, as well as share, so that this information can get to the people who need to hear it. Because there are a lot of people, I am so positive, who have been misdiagnosed or who are undiagnosed because they don't know the questions to ask and they don't know where to go. So if you know somebody, share this information with them. If you believe that it can be helpful to you or to somebody else, I ask you to like and subscribe, and we will be back again with another episode of Dementia Dual Diagnosis. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.